Balleroy is about to fall victim to high-intensity urban conflict as the U.S. forces launch a massive combined arms assault, infiltrating and destroying this village, going from door to door, driving the Germans out of their defensive positions. The Germans will be outgunned, outflanked, and outmaneuvered by the U.S. forces. As this fight culminates into an epic battle in the town square, airstrikes and artillery will pummel German positions, while the U.S. forces drive them out of the houses and identify any weak points in their defense. The U.S. forces will be unable to ever create a strong point. As they continue to maneuver through this town, this M1 Abrams rounds the corner, identifying an enemy mechanized vehicle. Looking to engage, the enemy exposes its flanks, and the infantry take positions behind the walls. As this battle unfolds, over here on our left flank, the U.S. forces have begun preparing for a crossing point. Getting ready to pop smoke and cross the road, one of the most challenging aspects in war. This M1 Abrams and this enemy mechanized vehicle go blow for blow. The U.S. forces take cover. It begins to retreat. The second M1 Abrams follows suit and begins to move up behind this enemy vehicle, stacking their forces and creating a more uniform attack. The U.S. forces can prepare to enter the town square. As we begin to call in our first sets of mortar and artillery to, one, drive the Germans out of their defensive positions and provide cover for our forces in order to launch their assault and secure the town square. Over on our left flank, we begin to pop smoke so we can launch an assault across this road. With smokes out, these infantry units begin to engage the Germans across the street. 2 rifle teams and an infantry platoon begin engaging, going blow for blow with this German unit, currently expose themselves, deciding to fight in the streets. Ideally not the best tactical position, opting not to use their cover. But if you like military strategy, tactics, and doctrine and seeing it applied to strategy games, this is definitely the channel for you, so make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon for free after action reports, and head on over to the community tab for after video discussions, because this is the best thing on Steam that isn't Combat Mission Normandy. Our 2 tanks are looking to maneuver into this town, but we cannot push forward until we identify any more threats. While our infantry platoons move up, we begin to launch our next assault into the village to secure this objective. We pop smoke. Actually, this unit can't pop smoke. We rush hastily across the street while this M1 Abrams provides cover, crossing out in front, waiting for our artillery to begin to fire. It begins laying waste with the cannon. Some of the most intense urban combat in World War II is taking place right now. Blow for blow, building for building, units crossing streets, popping smoke, and attempting to outmaneuver the units. Continues to lay waste to that fortified position. Germans attempt to move forward while our infantry units get into position. Our rifle platoon identifies a German unit. Next up, we're going to move our M1 Abrams around this on the flank of our other M1 Abrams. Ideally, we should have these much further apart. Artillery begins to fall. We have some fratricide taking place. As you can see, that fell directly on our infantry platoons. That artillery platoon is laying waste to any and everyone in their way, driving anyone out of their fortified positions or into a fortified position, clearing the area and allowing a chance for our tanks to move up. We begin to move forward, slowly exposing ourselves. Ideally, we don't want to move too quickly, and we don't want to be ahead of our infantry. Without our infantry support, our tanks will fall victim. And just like that, that enemy mechanized unit has been destroyed, and we begin to advance our units. The first objective is virtually destroyed, and we start setting up for our crossing point. An infantry platoon attempts to cross without smoke or cover, using trees, and what looks to be a unfortunate turn of events for them. Till Valhalla, soldiers. We move our next infantry platoon up to this position right here. Outside of the town, as you can see, this infantry platoon is under heavy fire as our units come under are getting flanked heavily by the German units. Grenades begin flying. Units begin to maneuver. Smoke should be popped. As you can see, grenades are flying into this forested area. A lackluster assault by the Germans. We begin to move our M1 Abrams tank forward again, slowly creeping forward, trying to stay with our infantry, providing them with fantastic support. We can't fall too far ahead because it looks like we've identified an enemy mechanized vehicle. Next thing we can do is we can call an airstrike on this position, driving this unit out. Hopefully they continue to focus on our infantry platoon. Airstrike inbound. Lastly, we're going to launch another artillery strike, hit this back line, and destroy anything that's in our way. Preparing for our continued assault. Airstrike seemed to miss but had no effect. Smoke's up. We're going to fastly move across this view. 2 rifle platoons up and moving, crossing the street. One of the most dangerous things any infantry unit can do, especially with that vehicle over there on the right-hand side. Currently does not have any eyes on our infantry as they move across the street. Standing by, waiting for that next artillery unit to fall. Once that artillery strike occurs, we're going to advance our tanks up a bit further and secure our next position. Our 30 cal is going to move forward. And our next tank's going to continue to press. Looks like to be a battlefront. Battle is complete, and we actually outmaneuvered them quite easily. As you can see up in the top right, that took less than 7 minutes, and that was a fantastic assault, if I do say so myself. All right, guys, peace out.